After my husband's and son's deaths, my daughter and her husband tried to forcibly take all of my late husband's assets. I chose to sell everything, move away, and start fresh. I lost my husband of 25 years last year. We have a daughter who's been married for 2 years. My son passed away after her marriage, and it has been hell ever since. Our relationship with our daughter was very good and had no incidents before her marriage. She was sweet and loving and was a great daughter overall. She got married to the man of her choice. After that, it has all been downhill. She stopped coming to our house, responding to our texts and calls, going almost no contact. We weren't rich, and although my husband had a lot of assets, they hadn't been liquidated. When he died, he didn't leave a will because it was so unexpected. After his death, my dear daughter didn't even attend his funeral or any other functions. She didn't even call to ask how I was. Barely 6 months after my hubby's passing, she and son-in-law barged into our house and brought with them a lawyer, who told me to sign some documents, and a blank sheet. I know the legal processes and am not ignorant, so I asked her what was in those documents. I don't know what I did, but here she was, demanding me to sign some unknown docs and a blank sheet and not answering any questions. I asked the lawyer what it was about. He said it was for transferring all the assets in her and son-in-law's name. I said no. Here it got violent. She attacked me, and I had to scream for help. I didn't call the cops but told her to get out before I did. She was adamant about me signing and tried to take my thumb impression. At this point my neighbors had come over and witnessed the last part of forcing. My neighbor, bless his heart, physically kicked them out. After this, I was shaken and very hurt. I don't know what I did, and I was honestly scared for my life. She kept sending me messages, though not threatening, because maybe her lawyer told her so. She kept on sending sweet messages, thanking me for making her the beneficiary, transferring all assets to her, etc. I was disgusted. A week of harassment later, I decided I had enough. I wanted out. So I met my lawyer, and he said since there was no will, I was the sole owner of all assets and could do as I wished. Long story short, I sold everything, made 8 figures, and bought a new house in a place I'd always wanted to be, far from everyone. Now I plan to enjoy the rest of my life traveling, and generally doing things I haven't been able to do but which I've always wanted to do. I recently heard through the gossip vine that my daughter tried to start litigation against me shortly after I sold and left, but it fell through, as everything was in my name now. She now wants to meet me and is pressuring her lackeys to contact me and ask me to meet her. I said no. I don't understand why she did that because it would all be hers anyway. They don't know where I am presently, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. Update: after selling the house, I bought a beautiful apartment in a beach state, a place I've always wanted to live. It's been a dream come true. I've embraced a peaceful life, surrounded by the sound of waves and fresh air, and have been enjoying all the simple pleasures I couldn't before. As many people asked why she didn't get even a portion of my late husband's assets, it was due to customary laws. She married my brother's son, her maternal cousin, which isn't allowed under local law, so she wasn't entitled to any of the assets. There was huge hullabaloo during their elopement, but we chose to forgive her because we loved her more than the damned laws. That legal technicality resolved everything in my favor. I haven't heard from her or her husband since, and I've chosen to keep it that way. I've focused on healing, both physically and emotionally, and building a life that finally brings me peace. I'm also exploring the possibility of touring Europe this winter, or next year, which is also one of my bucket dreams.